Everyone, stop what you're doing. Stop enjoying that summer weather and come check out this TF2's summer update. Yeah, that's right. It's just called Summer 2023, which is expected, but you know, a real name would have been nice. But this is the first real summer update since Meet Your Match in 2016, and the biggest update we've had since Jungle Inferno. So right off the bat, this update adds 14 new maps. Yeah, that's by far the most of any update ever. It's not even close. Even when the game launched, it only had 6 maps. Jungle Inferno also only had 6, and that was a lot at the time. But this one just casually throws 14 new maps in. Well, kinda 13, but we'll get to that later. And of course, there are so many maps here that I have no way of playing actual matches on all of them and making full opinions on them before this video is out. So I'm not entirely sure which ones are good and which ones aren't, or if they're all good or what. But I'm hoping they didn't just go for quantity over quality. The new hats are all quality though. I think this is probably one of the best cases we've had. They're all really solid. I don't think I even slightly dislike any of them. They're all good hats. The war paints are also pretty cool. I think the Sky Stallion's a really nice one. The unusual effects exist. The taunts are decent. I'm not huge on the heavy car one, and the killer joke seems a little bit forced. But the other four are pretty good. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff here, a lot of maps. And those are gonna keep us busy for a long time. And okay, I know I made this video a little while ago, basically saying, hey, it's okay to be hyped about the community-made stuff in this update, but just don't expect too much from Valve. Though this does really still feel like that Valve did the absolute bare minimum. I have to be honest that I'm a little bit underwhelmed, especially with the lack of community fixes. I mean, where were they? We got an update and some fixes for Steel, which is one of the first community maps ever made way back in 2008. Look, they added a gate here, and the area above Point D was changed, so that's cool. But where are the other fixes? I mean, why did they add a section to the workshop specifically for community fixes just to not use it? That was one of the things I was the most excited for, and it seems like, yeah, I don't know, they just forgot. Maybe they're saving it for things in the future? I'm genuinely kind of confused as to why they didn't add any. Not a single one. And they even cut the part about mentioning community fixes in the little news blurb thing, despite saying they would add community fixes in the blog post. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure. But I am disappointed by that fact, and I think that's a totally valid thing to be a kind of a little bit annoyed by. Like, I wasn't expecting balancing, because they didn't say there was going to be any balancing, but I was expecting community fixes because they said there was going to be community fixes. And we didn't get any. But they did add lots of maps. Oops, all maps. And luckily, they will likely stick around all year, which is nice. We got Shark Bay and Rotunda as King of the Hill maps. Phoenix, Cashworks, and Venice are payload maps. Reckoner is a 5 CP map. Hardwood and Sulfur are attack defend, with Sulfur kind of being like Steel, where you could technically cap the last point first. Selbian is a player destruction map with a seal in it. And Distillery, Skirmish, Tiny Rock, and Nucleus again are now officially versus Saxton Hale maps. That's right, Saxton Hale is now a fully playable character in TF2. Whoa, they removed the maps because they didn't work. Yeah, at the time I'm recording this, they've removed all 4 maps from the casual queue because I guess they just aren't working. So, versus Saxton Hale has been a mod where you fight Saxton Hale for a really long time, going all the way back to 2010. And I probably haven't played that mod in at least 10 years at this point. But I do remember that way back when the Horseless Headless Horseman was first released as the first kind of boss character in TF2, that it seemed like an official versus Saxton Hale mode was the logical next step. But no, it stayed a community mod until now, where now it's an official game mode, which is pretty cool. And for what it is, it's very well done. There were rumors ahead of time that this was going to be added, and I did kind of hope that Valve might contact JB Blank, who's Saxton Hale's official voice actor, to redo some of the lines, but no, they didn't. I didn't really expect them to, but it would have been cool. Actually, all of the classes have new voice lines for this game mode. But they're not from their original voice actors, and it shows. All 9 mercenaries are apparently voiced by one guy, from what I've seen, and he did do a good job with what he had. They're decent impressions, but they are also very, very clearly impressions. You can tell the difference between the original voice lines immediately.
Ooh, yeah, you're real scary.
Ooh, you're gonna die now!
Push, that is an order!
Or climb now! That is an order!
Bloody hell!
Bloody hell!
Medic is dead!
Medic is dead!
Medic's a goner.
Medic's dead!
Dumb cops!
Doomcuffs!
You big-head wankers!
You big head one hairy chest wanker!
Oh, merde.
Ah, merde!
And I do feel like if Valve was going to choose to make vs. Saxton Hale an official mode, they could have contacted the original voice actors to get some lines for it, at least for Saxton Hale. And to me personally, I would have probably preferred no new voice lines over impressions of the original voice actors. I just kinda don't like the new lines. And I don't mean any disrespect to the guys who did the voices, because they did do a good job, but it feels kinda amateurish for a giant company like Valve to approve of impressions of their characters when they could just hire the voice actors. Except for Soldier, of course, but, you know. Basically, what I'm saying is that vs. Saxton Hale really feels like a fan-made project, where when it's official, I feel like it should feel at least a little bit more official, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, since we did kind of know ahead of time that vs. Saxton Hale was going to be added, it was kind of already set up to be the biggest draw of the update. I haven't really been able to play it with other people because it's kind of broken right now, but it's cool, it's interesting. Though I would be lying if I said I wasn't more interested in the other maps rather than the Saxton Hale ones. And I guess I would be lying if I said I was satisfied with this update. Which, again, is a bit of a 180 on the vibe I had for the last video on the subject, because when I made that, I thought we would be getting some community fixes. And by some, I mean any at all. There was that moment when getting to the end of the patch notes for this update where it was just kinda, oh, that's it? I've seen some people speculate that there would be a day 2 with community fixes, but I don't think there's any merit to that aside from speculation and hope, but it would be nice if there was. So I didn't have the absolute best first impression of this update, but I also do think that having to rush to get this video done might kind of dampen my opinion on the update a little. I haven't really had a chance to play it too much, so of course these are just very basic first impressions. But yeah, my impression of the summer 2023 update is that it's okay, it's alright, there's a lot of maps, but it has made TF2 reach a new all-time peak of players, which is pretty cool. I did kind of think a new peak might happen because TF2's numbers have been really solid lately, and an update like this does draw in a lot of people. TF2 could possibly break 200,000 concurrent players, which is crazy. And that's great, that's genuinely exciting. And this update also did include some security fixes and stability improvements, so if that further helps to deal with the bot problem, then that's even better. And basically, I don't want to sound too down about this update. It did include a lot, and if this had come out any other time prior to 2017, this would be considered a really, really strong update. It's just the fact that A, it's been so long without Valve-made stuff, and B, they didn't include any community fixes like they said they would, that kind of more or less made my opinion kinda not the highest, at least not initially. But it is what it is, we got a lot of new stuff to play with. So what do you guys think of the update? What's your favorite map? Are you gonna get any of the new hats? Why am I asking you these questions like we're having a conversation? You can comment about it though. This update did actually unfortunately come at a suboptimal time for me, because I'm very far into the next video, so that'll be out soon. I just had to stop working on that to make this, but yeah, it will be out sometime next week. So hopefully once this is done and that's done, I will have time to fully enjoy this update. But thanks for watching, and a special thanks to my patrons like Varric, Captain Forex, Eggox, Colonel, Probably Vinegar, Caponicus, Kelso the Pirate, Pillsman's Fox, Some Crazy Idiot, Scout with a Name, Glump, Salt God, Lavi, Taupe, Time Consuming, Man344, Nolan46, and Melodici. Alright, peace out, dogs.